Do give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can see me. Still showing it's connected on my end, which is very, very weird, and I don't understand why. Okay, I'm showing live on. There we go. So if you're back, hi all. Yep, thank you. I have no idea what happened there. The stream went down, but I was still showing live on my end, so I actually don't know what happened. So I don't know if that was an issue with Restream or what, but I was still showing us live. But anyway, I'm back with you. We see you. That's always good. Woo. Panic over. Panic over. Yep. Apologies for that. I have no idea what happened. But anyway, we're back. We're back. Technical problems. Funnily enough, it wasn't my internet going down and it wasn't my power going out, so that's always good. I got cloned. Absolutely. Yeah. I just popped into Adam's new boutique and just, got a copy made of myself. Here we are. Excelsior's here with us. Hello. Everybody's back. I don't know how much you missed. I do apologize because I literally just was flying around, still showing us live, and then I got a message from Lee saying we've lost the stream. So yeah, I do apologize for the people on YouTube. You're going to have to hop over to the new stream because once your stream stops, you can't reschedule to the old stream. So yeah, if you are with us on YouTube, I do apologize. So yeah, I don't know what happened there. Don't know what happened. Anyway, if you want to tell me where we kind of got up to, or what was the last thing that you saw, I can kind of rewind a little bit. You showed all the best bits. I like it. I like. You leaked the entire plot. That's always good. Okay, we lost a bit after the turrets first started shooting, but finishing after the station attack. You were showing the turrets. Okay. Okay. Let's kind of dive in here. So, one of the new enemies that we have, which is giving me a little bit of grief here, is these Okkar Primes fighters, which are there. So he's giving me a little bit of grief. So I'm just going to show him up here in a little bit up close and personal. Just turrets are flying casually around them. Okay, yeah. Okay, so the turrets... Yeah, we may not need to reload on this. So yeah, this is one of the Okkar Prime fighters. We've got a couple of them giving us a little bit of grief at this Okkar Outlaw base. This is classed as an Outlaw base. So it's going to be one of the instances that you'll be able to drop into. Angry bee turrets. Yes, they were very angry bee turrets. So let me just get rid of these. Because he's annoying me now. Thank you. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, where are you? You can go. And they jump about, by the way. So, anyway. Shield boosty. There we go. The Prime Fusion Projector. I think this is what you were all wanting to look at. And even more of these pesties turn up. Yeah, there you're going. Thank you. That's a Prime Protector. Ooh, hello. Now remember, you can fire at them. Some people are always like, hang on, what do I deal with these? How do I deal with them? Yeah. You can shoot the globules back and get them away from you. So that's the Protector, who was just literally just blown up in my face. That's not good. Right, let's just go have a little look-see at this Protector, shall we? Whee! So there we go. That's one of the Protectors. They are going to be a bit of a pest. Yeah, Kraken, the audio, again, not only is it visual update, we've got some cracking audio as well. Gero, Lucas, and the rest of the audio team do a fantastic job. So this is one of the Okkar Protectors, which, yeah, even up close and personal, they're looking cool. They do look cool. They're very, very cool. Well done. They're pesky pest projectors. Yeah, it's not easy to say. It's not. Yep, definitely a cool thing. We're going to get rid of him. So let's take out the rest of this base if we can. Yeah. There we go. Right, so let's get rid of that. We're going to get rid of this damage booster underneath as well. Boom. Another damage booster. That's done. And a fuel tank. There's that. There we go. Now, there seems to be a boss. Yep. You're going to be taking on an Okkar Corvette as the boss. These can be tough, but I'm sure you boys and girls have met these before, and you know exactly how you're going to deal with them. So I'm just going to take him out. Do you know what? We're going to give him a bit of a burnt paint job. He says, famous last words. Say what? There we go. Oops. Nearly killed myself in the process. Oops. It's fine. Nothing to see here. We've only broken a few things. That's fine. That's fine. Shoot it till it explodes. Exactly. Exactly. Right. So that is one, just a little smidge of a tease at the new Okkar. There are many more that you are going to have to deal with, and we're going to leave those as a little surprise for you. Class. People are really wanting me to die, aren't they? They really want me to die. I'm not entirely sure why. Anyway, right. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to reset things. Just while I can, because, you know, why not? Obviously. So let's just do that. Let's just do that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Get rid of that. Yeah. I just need to reset things, so I don't want you to see everything, because that's just wrong, isn't it? You know, we don't want everybody to see everything. You know, that's just kind of, that wouldn't be fun, would it? Where would the fun be in that? Right. Okie dokie. Right. So while we're here, we're going to actually look at some new things. So I'm actually just going to spawn them in as well. Again, can't show you. No, can't show you. Not allowed to. But we have some new things coming your way. Obviously, the whole DLC, the expansion, is called Wrath of the Ancients. So maybe it's about time we actually met some of those ancients. Would you like to see some of the ancients? Right, let me just spawn some of those in. And
are approaching. Combat appears inevitable.
Combat appears inevitable. Okay, well, we are here and they are firing away at me. Let's go on for a little up close and personal look at some of the ancient swarmers. You definitely have not seen these before. They are one of many that are going to be coming your way, that you're going to have to deal with in a variety of ways. People are like, nope, don't want to see them because they're going to be painful. Absolutely. I just want you to see the artwork, to be fair. I know there's going to be a lot of action that's going to happen in terms of, you know, dealing with these enemies. It can be at times very intense. And I don't want anybody to be like, oh, I've never actually really seen them. So I do think it's a nice highlight for the team on the art team as well, how they created this. The programmers, how they created the effects. Everything that is coming your way, I think, should be celebrated. Really do. Modified wraiths. I'm liking that. I like that. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. So let's kind of take them out of the equation, shall we? Let's get them out of here. Oh, hello. They move quick. One down. Where are you? Come back. Come back. To do a little bit of dancing. Okay, I am doing some damage because obviously I'm in the wraith, and that damage does do some things. Look, there he goes. He's gone. Oof. Absorbing some damage, so we'll get him out of the way. And another engine. Okay. They move. Yes, they explode very, very good. Now, obviously, because I'm playing on the wraith as well, that does help doing certain damage to them. which is handy. So when you get the hands on this wonderful Wraith ship, then you're going to have quite an interesting battle against some of these. So I'll see if I can spawn in some different ones. Let me just tickle in some more, see if we can get some different ones. I'm hopeful we might see some more. Let's see. Hello, bigger boys. Now, they are slightly in a different state currently, as you can tell. What the heck? That's a very good thing. That's a very good thing. What the heck indeed. So they seem to be launching craft, but they're in a very weird state. Now, when they are in this state, they absorb damage. Let's take some damage. Do you want a little up close and personal of this, just to get a little eyes on? So they are, there we go, one of the ancient swarmers. I'm just reading some of the comments, Orange soda state confirmed. Indeed, that is the state we're going to go for. Orange soda. Absolutely orange soda. Yeah, we do have quite a few discussions internally about various things. So I'm just going to destroy him. Again, I am overly powerful. Now, hello, he jumped all over the spot. So is his friends. One thing you need to be mindful as well, if you get too close to these, he may destroy me here, but if you get too close, he may do an attack which will hurt. But he hasn't done yet, which is handy. And these swarmers are being very pesticles. So we're going to deal with all those. Let's get them all out of that. Let's get them all out of that. Fly through. So that is another ancient swarmer variant that you're going to have to deal with. He's gone. He's gone. And they drop loot, which is very handy. Very, very handy. We've still got the little ones here. Jumping around. Just deal with them. So the ancient swarmers, similar to what we'd already just seen. Ow. Just at the end there. Just at the end. You're just like, I'm going to hit you. I'm going to hit you out. Now, again, that is some of the ancients that you're going to have to deal with. How you deal with them is entirely up to you. Again, I'm in a very powerful Wraith build, which was allowing me to deal quite a decent amount of damage. But you haven't seen all of them. Space for encounters against multitude of allies at player's side, various things on the very people. That was the other enemy. Got a question about the unit. Yeah, if you do have questions, please drop them in the chat. I know you're all probably propagating ideas in your heads about things that are happening on the screen, but if you do have any questions, do drop them in. We want to answer them as much as we can. Obviously, we can't tell you everything, but you know, it's one of those things. So there's some of the new Okkar enemy types that you're going to be dealing with. Again, it's not all of them. Definitely not all of them. And the same with the ancients. Okay, they are, I want to say, fun. You're gonna love it. I do honestly think you're going to enjoy the new battles, etc. So I'm now going to switch. I'm now going to switcheroo back to another save that I've got prepared because I need to show you literally some of the new stuff in terms of weapons and gear and items. So let me just plonk myself there and bring you back into the mix. Okay, here we are. Right, let's go to the inventory. Without saying anything, you may notice some things over there. Just over there. Oh, we've got a question from Excelsior that's just come in. So just while you're visualizing everything over there, I'll just try and answer this one. As we have to deal with swarms, are there new secondaries to deal with them aside from ritual like multi-lock missiles? There are many things and many ways that you will be able to deal with these. I'm going to show you some of those now. We will show some of them in practice. And we'll, you know, then I'm not going to show you everything because I don't really want to reveal everything to you. Again, we want to try and hold some of this back. Bearded Frog says, are these actual ancients or are they just synthetic drones left behind by the Wardens? I am not going to say for lore and story reasons. So you are going to have to play through and see. Everybody's like, new icons, new icons. Again, there's going to be lots of stuff that you're going to see on screen that you're going to think, ooh, what's that? Korosami Okasum, are these as dangerous as the ancient shawarma? The ancient shawarma. Okay, you kind of lost me on that one. The ancient shawarma. I'm not familiar with the ancient shawarma. I'm going to kind of have to defer to somebody to tell me who the ancient shawarma is or what the ancient shawarma is. Or do you mean the ancient warden that we see? Like the wardens. Okay. I would say no on that. They're worse. They're definitely worse. I think that's what the ancient swarm. I think it was the ancient wardens that come into the game. Again, I think that's definitely a lost in translation. But yes, they're definitely not as dangerous. They are much worse. Definitely much worse. Anyway, time is cracking on. I feel like we're going to be going over. I was worried that we wouldn't have enough time, but hey, we're here for your enjoyment. So, right. So we have a lot of new weapons and devices and legendaries and modules coming your way, and I'm going to share with you some of those right now. We're going to put some of those into practice so that you can actually see what they're like, but I'm not going to be showing you everything. Again, I just want to clarify that. So first up, and this is one of the new devices, is a unifier, which is a pulse laser. Now, it's comparative to, obviously, the weapons that I've got, so hence why the numbers are up and down, etc. So it's a pulse laser. Again, various effects that we're going to see. I'm going to drop them into my ship, just so that we can find them. We've also got a scimitar beam laser. A scimitar beam laser? Interesting, interesting. So this is a powerful directed energy weapon with a short focal range for pilots who prefer close combat. Popular with warrior caste duelists who seek out skilled foes to defeat in single combat. So remember, these are all based around Okkar caste, life, etc. So we'll plonk that one in as well. Now, we've got a secondary, and I think one of the nice secondaries is the powerable rockets, which is manufactured from a unique metastable ancient material. The warhead's explosive potential is reduced by the volume in proximity. The fewer rounds stored in the magazine, the less stable each one becomes. Kubicook over on Twitch, I've just seen that. Are these weapons DLC only? Yes, they are. They're going to be in the Wrath of the Ancients, yes. So we'll plonk that in. Actually, let's do... Yeah, destabilize our mind. We'll plonk that in. So we'll show these off. Okay, so we've got the unifier. Helps if I actually had some energy, wouldn't it? Let's bring some energy up. Again, it's kind of a burst fire effect, but it is very, very powerful. Scimitar beam. If you note how they do not meet. So think of dual scimitars. Close but powerful indeed. This one is such a cool effect. I want to go into there as well. You can see that with the normal beam laser, obviously they intersect at a point. These do not. Did I tell you that we had a nice screenshot simulator built into to Everspace too? Never crossed the streams, actually. Yes, I feel like it should be. It's a difference. It's a difference. And then we've got the new destabilizing missiles. A lot of you do like destabilizing using corrosion, etc., etc. So charges induce sympathetic vibrations, weakening hull integrity for a brief period. Strikes produce a distinct hum or ringing sound within the target's hull. Lou Silver over on YouTube. Would we see an actual ancient in this DLC? You will have to find out by playing through the DLC. That's definitely in spoiler territory if I was to say anything else, because there may be not. Just reading through some of the questions. There are some questions that are coming through. Smaragd Wolf, I assume ancient equipment sets will also pop up at this point. Sorry. If yes, will the new set effects cooperate with non-ancient equipment effects? And we'll come to that very, very shortly. But we're just going to look at some more of the effects. First strike missiles we've got as well. Tactical systems core, new energy cores. New of the modules. Okkar power plants devote more power to auxiliary systems than colonial designs, allowing pilots to lean into unique capabilities of their craft. Interesting. Interesting. What have we got there? New skirmisher shield. A specialized shield designed for the hit-and-run tactics embraced by Okkar skirmisher forces. It trades all regenerative ability for massive capacity. Now, just to answer something that I'm sure that people will be looking at, that yes, this is tied to Wrath of the Ancients. You are going to start dabbling into the content of Wrath of the Ancients in terms of access to the Okkar regions, similar to how we did with Titans. So part way through your playthrough, you're not going to have to get to the end game, but part of the way through your playthrough, you're going to get some of the side missions unlocked and you're going to be able to go into Okkar space. The main storyline is at the end of the base game. Obviously, that's kind of story lore and kind of has to happen that way. But just so that you're aware, you're going to be able to dive into some of the Okkar space early. It's not going to be, I've got to be level 30, I've got to wait. Grip is asking, I presume the Okkar weaponry will drop only in DLC territories. Yes, because obviously if you don't, if it starts cropping up elsewhere, then it'd be very, very strange. I will just clarify on that because I do have some other notes on this as well, because there's a lot to kind of get your head around and everything else. I'm just going to check if that is actually correct. As far as I'm aware, that is the case, but I will double check with the team as to where they will start dropping from, if they're going to drop outside of Okkar territory. Yeah, maybe it does, Bearded Frog, indeed. Then we're looking at the aura plating. Popular among warrior cast pilots who specialise in mass combat tactics, this unique armour maintains its structured integrity through resonant energy fields rather than physical mass or density. So you can pretty much see that the armour plating of this is distinctly low, but it's using structural integrity through resonant energy fields rather than physical mass or density. Interesting. Interesting. Would be nice as a general issue if mines would also have something similar as rockets if crit with primary, secondary fire with lower stats, just a personal wish. I get it. Like I say, if you do have any kind of suggestions, then we still want to hear them. I know I said earlier that obviously the Wrath of the Ancients is going to be the last DLC that's going to come for Everspace 2 in terms of an expansion. But you're still more than welcome to put the ideas forward. We do want to hear from you. We do want to listen. We always have and we always will. So just because we're not actively going to develop a new DLC does not mean that you're not going to have a voice for anything in the future. So please do keep up with the suggestions, or we want to hear from you as always. I'm glad Lou noticed that. It might not have a lot of armor, but it gets repaired per kill. Again, I don't want to... You're going to have to read the descriptions on how a lot of these things work, simply because it's very cool to see. I'm going to show you some more weapons anyway. Let's look at the shard gun, shall we? And let's have a look at the sandstorm. Let's have a look at those, shall we? So we've got the sandstorm here. Again, very high powered, but very short bursts. Shard gun. Is that a cool railgun sound, or is that a cool railgun sound? Oof. You gotta like that, haven't you? Might even start using one of those. One more time. Love it. So that's one of them. Again, you're going to use these in a variety of play styles. You're all going to have your own ideas. Let's have a look at one of the blasters, shall we? Let's have a look. We've got the stoic scattergun as well. So we've got the voltaic blaster. Let's just try and get some back that sound. That's nice. Stoic scattergun. Ooh, I say. The Kraken says, can we buy your audio team a truck of beer to last them to the next year? I love it. Indeed. Now I'm powering that up, and then as soon as I release the mouse, it fires by itself. I don't have to hold it down. So you can fire it up, and then you can actually aim while it's firing. Oof. Suits you, sir. They're good. I'm liking these. I'm liking it. You're going to love them too. I do want you to get them. Now this one, going to get the barrage blaster. Did I say I'm not going to show you everything? I think I might be showing you everything at the moment. Okay, barrage blaster. That has an interesting spread. That epitomizes scattergun, but it's a blaster. That's going everywhere, but very, very cool for when you dive in, strafing, going through. Now this one is a personal favorite of mine. I've tested this a little bit, and I think it is very, very cool. And it is the Omni Flare. Powered. Now, it did scatter, but I haven't got a target. If I have a target, guess where that's heading? I'll spawn something in so we can see that one. Let me just spawn something in. Because I think that'd be cool to see. That didn't go to plan. He died straight away. 1 second. Let me bring in an outlaw invasion. Whoa.
I wonder what the end game for this AI is.
Yeah. There we go. We've got an outlaw tormentor over there. Let's go do that. Now I'm just going to check the range because this is an amazing weapon. 1600 meters. 1600. So let's get within range. Let's head over there. Let's fire it up. Fire it up. You thought thermal guns were good. There we go. And him. There he was gone. It's a shot thermal gun. You are very, very right. Again, there's so much fun that you're going to have with this. There's like smart gauze cannon. I don't think I can show you everything. I'd love to show you everything, but I don't want to show you everything. I'm going to hover over things. Tangle coil. We've got a smart gauze cannon. Nova flak. The stoic scatter shotgun. We've got that. I'll just go through the remainder. Aura plating. New warrior's insight. Increased crit hit chance against non-Okkar units. Nice. New thruster, shrouded thrusters. 40% increased boost speed while cloaked. Designed for warrior cast assassins, these carefully baffled engines are so popular with the smugglers. They allowed Okkar termination squadrons to destroy many colonial AEW vessels during the war. Right. I'm not going to show you any more of the modules. I'm not going to show you any more of the platings and the weapons and everything like that. I'm pretty sure there is more. But yes. Yes. But I'm not going to show you everything. However, we've already shown the one of the new legendaries that's coming your way. That is the Shredder. I haven't got it equipped. But we do have, if you did see it, that is going to be an epic legendary that you're going to try. So, you beady-eyed people may have noticed 2 new legendaries down there. Yes, I'm going to show you those new legendaries now. The first up is another mine launcher, but this one is called Warden's Embrace. It deploys a shield wall with a 100-meter radius that blocks enemy fire but allows your shots to pass through. The shield will move forward depending on the charge duration and damage all enemies who pass through it, each increasing the damage by 10%. Let's put that one in. And the other one is a sensor called the True Shepherd. Allies deal 30% increased damage, and whenever one of them destroys an enemy, you gain 3 stacks of Shepherd's Resolve for 6 seconds, making your next 3 critical hits restore your hull, armor, and shield for 50% of the damage. Some people are already wondering where they could put that in that uses allies. Allies. Right. We're going to look at this Warden's Embrace just because it's such a cool thing to see in practice. I'll just wait for it to cool down because it takes a little while. Remember, when you swap things out, obviously there is a cooldown. There is definitely a cooldown. So, right. Let's get it fired off. Remember its description. There we go. You have a nice shield. We can fire through. Let's switch to one of the other weapons, shall we? Shall we? Well, we'll put that in, I think. Yeah, we'll put that one in. Let's swap to that one. So we... There we go. So the faster, the longer you hold, the faster it will deploy. But you can fire through it. There we go. So if you can keep up with it, you can keep firing through it. Don't shoot it yourself. See, people, I'm the true shepherd and his favourite sensor in the DMZ. Yeah. This is how you buffed Alec. Yeah. In terms of allies, you're going to be talking about anything that can be like drones, for example. If you've got any of them, they'd be nice allies. So if you've got a few of them flying around your ship, perhaps. Drone Barrymore. Oh, yes. Bob is the only one that counts yet. Bob and his friends. Kind of like a solar sail. Neat. I haven't seen that one yet. See, yeah. Everything is going to be situational, especially with the legendaries. People sometimes ask, why don't you allow us to put all legendaries on? Why can't we do that? Because normally legendaries are kind of unique in their abilities, but they don't always necessarily give you the best build. Now, it might be powerful fun just to throw everything onto your ship and go, hey, I've got every legendary in every slot. But you're not going to be as powerful as somebody who uses a mixture of set items, catalysts, etc. Because you're going to get a much stronger build from that than just utilizing legendaries. Grips like, I want to have a Bob army now. Everybody's like, yes, give me those things. Now, there's a couple of things that you also might have noticed. Somebody did spot it earlier that I have 2 new devices on my ship. Would you like to know what they are? Let's have a little look, shall we? Let's have a little look. Let's go to the ship. So, the first one. Entropy Anchor. After 10 seconds, your ship's hit points, energy, ult, devices, consumables, and ammo will reset to the state when the device was activated. Your inventory remains locked while the device is active. So your inventory remains locked while the device is active. Okay, I'm seeing the chatter. Yeah. So after 10 seconds, your ship's hit points, energy, ult, devices, consumables, and ammo will reset to the state when the device was activated. Now, you're still vulnerable when this device is active. And it is a 92-second cooldown. Obviously, that can change depending upon your mastery. If, for example, you are going ham on a target, literally you are going, right, I'm going in, I'm hitting it with everything I've got, my rockets, lasers, devices, whatever, consumables, I'm going ham on this target. As long as you survive, at the end of that 10 seconds, everything resets back to as it was before you activated this device. Now I'm kind of going to be in the way here, aren't I, for these? So what I'm going to do, let me just get rid of myself. Whoop. When you are master of these devices, now remember you only have so many device upgrades as well, so you may need to recalibrate or use memory recalibration to get them all in. Absolutely. Lee's very much on the money there. Yeah, definitely. It's all in. Literally, you can go all in, total ham, and then see how things come out at the end. So, your 3 mastery states. Gun and run. For each enemy killed while active, you gain 2 seconds of invincibility when your state is restored for a maximum of 8 seconds. So after it's ended, you will become invincible. Very handy. Also, if you'll notice, the cooldown is significantly less. Second chance. If you take lethal damage while the device is active, your ship will be fully restored. However, the duration is reduced to 5 seconds. Revenge. When your state is restored, deal damage to all enemies within 300 meters, equivalent to 300% of the damage you have taken over the duration. Interesting. Again, I'm not going to show you in action because it means I've got to spawn things and take them on, so I'm going to leave that for you when Wrath of the Ancient launches. What do we have here? Again, it's over there. I'll just bring myself back in temporarily. But Tactical Artillery Beam opens a peripheral portal that after 4 seconds fires a powerful beam from an external source at the target, dealing X amount per second for 3 seconds. And the mastery. Well, I'm not in the way of this one, that's good. So you can see that there is an absolutely huge cooldown on this one, because it's a very powerful thing. So the mastery after is quicker at 2.6 seconds. It deals significantly more damage when you do master it. The range is increased as well. So the masteries are emission. Enemies within 200 meters of the beam receive 50% of the damage. Oof. Recursion. Reduce the cooldown by 50% if the target survives. Now you would think, what's going to survive that much damage? And then propagation has a 60% chance to reset the duration and jump to another nearby enemy when the current target is destroyed. That is cool, super cool. And again, I'm not going to show you it. I was going to show you it, but I'm not going to show you it because I want you to experience the Tactical Artillery Beam for yourself because it's superb. Yeah, see, people are going, ooh, orbital laser incoming, but it's really high cooldown. What do we do? What do we do? What do? So they're the two new devices, the Tactical Artillery Beam and also the Entropy Anchor. Again, a long cooldown on that is delicious. People are going, Jeff, give me. You'll have to wait to get your hands on it and give it a try and everything else. So that's a lot of things that we have shown in terms of weapons, modules, legendaries, and new devices. Now, I'm going to talk about one of the quality of life improvements, and we've been holding this one back simply because I think it's going to be one that everybody's going to be very happy with. And I'm going to talk about it now. Let's just bring this down here. So I have a nice little blaster here. Yeah, he's a level 20. He's a great thing. I've had him for a while, but he's just really not doing it for me anymore. But when we modify, obviously we can increase the rarity. I can't with this because obviously it's the highest level. But we can always increase the level. Yeah, I've got the stuff here, you know, I've got all the crafting components. So I'm going to increase his level. Yeah, so I'm going to hit modify. Boom, up to level 21 we go. Okay, so that's giving him a bit of an improvement. He's doing some damage. Okay, I'm going to upgrade him to level 22. So we've got the stuff, we've got the crafting materials, let's do it. How about we keep going? How about we go to level 23? What about level 24? 25? We have taken away the 2-level limitation when you are to upgrade an item. Indeed. Now, as long as you have the materials, you can keep leveling with you. That your items, whatever it is, be it a blaster, be it a module, if you have found a sweet piece of gear, as long as you've got the materials to increase the level, then you can keep leveling it with you. There is no longer a 2-level limit. And this is why we haven't mentioned this one, because I've just seen the comments from everybody. More levels, more DACA, infinite level ups, playthrough ID. You can, yeah, it's massive. It is. It's a significant change, and it's one that the team have deliberated over, and we think that this is an improvement to the game. So we know that obviously RNG plays a significant part in the game. We're well aware of that, and you know, well, we don't want it to be a complete point of frustration, but RNG is still going to be there. You need to get the item to start with. Obviously, we are allowing you also with this, which you haven't seen if you've never seen these streams before, but you are going to be able to lock and re-roll your bonus attributes on certain items. So, for example, I don't want to lose the kinetic damage bypass, and I don't want to lose the 10% chance to hit deal damage areas. Now, I'm just going to remove myself from this screen. But it is going to cost you Tears of the Mad, which obviously you rifty people and high-level players will probably have plenty of. Yet weapon levels will only go up to level 30. With regards the level increase, the item level must be lower than the current player level to do the increase. So obviously player level only goes up to level 30, so you can take up a level 29 to a level 30, and that is the maximum. So I just thought I'd throw that out. Good question there from Lee. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, just as a reminder, if you want to re-roll, you know, I want to get rid of the cannot be damaged. Let me just modify that. What did it give me instead? Okay, we've got chance to deal its damage in an area in a 200-meter radius. That's not too shabby, is it? Okay, so we've still got them locked. If all of a sudden you have one that you don't want, as long as you've got the materials and the Tears of the Mad, you can re-roll again and lock down exactly what you want. It is a really nice quality of life change. This and the increasing the level with no level cap lock of 2. We're going to see a significant difference for people as they level. So hopefully that's a very, very, very cool change that you're all going to enjoy. Now, we're not finished there. I'm going to bring myself back in because I'm not on screen at the moment. There we go. We're not finished. No, we're not finished. We've got lots more to still show you. I'm running out of time as well, but hey, this is the fun bits. We get to show you all the new stuff. 7 Nindo. Oh wow, this is exactly what I was asking last time. The funny thing is, when people ask for these changes, sometimes we already know that they're happening and we can't say anything. So yeah, sometimes you just have to you know, we do listen, we do hear what people say, we do see if we can enact a change, and we've always got to kind of, sometimes we want to wait to say things, and this is one of those times. Now, you may be asking, what about my Crimson Sun that I picked up from doing the Kato missions? Wouldn't it be cool if I could do that? Yeah, you can. Legendaries are also included. Now, look at the requirements. You need to look at the requirements because they are quite steep in terms of organic deep space semiconductors, which obviously you get from, I think, deconstructing legendaries. So if you get something that you don't like, get rid of them. You might want to just, you know, use some of those now. So we can modify that. You know what we're going to do? Let's do that. We've got that 22. Yeah. If I wanted to take it all the way up to level 23, up to 30 rather. So yeah, just keep going. Just keep going. Just to answer your question there, Frog, no. There's no reroll on legendaries. Yeah, there is a significant cost. Obviously, you can see now that the organics deep space semiconductors isn't costing me 6. You know, it is going to cost me a significant amount. Each time you level up, the numbers do creep up, so you've got to make sure that you have the required things. So you may need to go farm for stuff, you need to go look stuff, deconstruct stuff. I know there's a lot of people that do hoard a lot of things. Yeah, I know you're out there. I know you're there. And you're going to be hoarding even more. But you're going to be able to deconstruct stuff to give you the abilities to increase these levels. Just looking at all the questions. Yeah. E2 mostly, you can infinitely upgrade your gear's level up to your player level. It has to, whatever the gear is, like for example, this Crimson Sun was a level 20. I can take it up to a level 30 because my player level is level 30. It has to always be, the item level must be lower than the current player level to increase it. You cannot go above that level. Oh, Frog, yeah, I will answer that one. This is a change to the base game. Okay, this is going to be for everybody, not just people who have the Wrath of the Ancients. This is a base game change. Same with the reroll. Obviously, I can't do it on this one, but the reroll is a base game change. So if you want to lock things down and do the reroll, then you can do that in the base game. You don't have to have the Wrath of the Ancients. Cool. And again, it was something that we wanted to hold back because we knew people were going to be very, very enthused about it, very, very happy. And we didn't want to kind of spoil everything because we knew it was coming and we just didn't say anything. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, Dan Locke over there. Yeah, that's a very good suggestion in terms of listing it as max level in the game so people won't whine as much. I don't know for definite, but I think maybe the team left the level as 30 originally because we hadn't decided if we were going to increase the level cap. So if we'd have put it at max beforehand, people would have said, oh, okay, that is the max level. But if we then increased the level, we'd have been like, oh, okay, it isn't max anymore. But yeah, it's certainly a good suggestion now that we are not increasing the level cap. Oh, Lou Silver, re-asked question, where does the beam come from with the device? Interesting. Let's have a look at let's just go back to the device. It comes through a portal. Where that comes from? We will never know. Just somewhere. You kind of basically call it in. Yeah. I'm just checking all the questions that Lee's collated. So yeah, we've answered that about the quality of life. That's cool. Yeah. Cool. Right, let's crack on because we've still got more to show. We've got more to show. And yeah, I don't want to be too long. Now, you might be asking, okay, well, we're going to get some new gear. But how about something a little bit stronger? Maybe something a little bit stronger. I'm sure you can see things over there, and somebody may have spotted something floating around in the little instance earlier. There is a new coloration over there. That's an interesting one. That's a strange one. What is that? Epics. Welcome to the new tier of gear. Cool, I like that. New tier of gear. Need to copyright that. They are called Ascendant items. Now, I'm going to kind of preface this. Ascendant items and their ilk are the new kind of player power progression. However, they are not significantly stronger than the highest level items in the game currently. So, if for example, I have a superior Starforge level 30 rapid gauze cannon, the Ascendant variant of that is only going to be slightly stronger. The reason for that is that we didn't want to completely obliterate everybody's gear and just say, ha, all of a sudden you've got some new gear that's going to be so much stronger. Yeah, you've got to kind of get it. It is a choice if you want to go along that route. Now, I will compare the two. I'm just going to actually... hang on, let me just do... Should we actually put that in? Just going to plonk that in. And we're going to compare. So, the Superior is obviously equipped in slot 1. It's not a Starforged, it's just a Superior, but then when you see the Ascendant, it's not huge in terms of an increase in damage. It's about 10%. Now, if it's a Superior Starforged, then again, it's not... The gap is going to be significantly lower. It's not going to be as high. But there's going to be different ranks. If you notice as well, over on this side with the Jaeger at the top, there is a little star mechanism. And that is going to be from 1 to 8. So you'll be able to improve them not only as a level 1 Ascendant item in terms of rank, you'll take it all the way up to level 8. Ah, yes. I'm glad I just answered that because Excelsior just asked that question about the little dots in the corner. Yes, as you increase in the rank, they will fill in. Now, I'm just going to see. Yeah, these are an ST there as well. Now, you might be asking, how do we do the whole Ascendant thing? How do we change something that's from a Superior item example all the way to an Ascendant item? Well, I'll show you that now. Okay. I didn't say I was going to show it, but I'm going to... That's the entropy anchor. That's cool. That is where I can go absolutely ham and shoot everything that I want. And then it'll reset after 10 seconds. Boom, there we go. Gone back again. Cool. Just thought I'd show it on the way. Okay. We did show this very briefly in one of my little flybys, if you remember, when we came here. So we're coming back to this, and this is going to be an ancient altar. Some of you may remember it. Right. So you will come to these once you've unlocked the area, etc., etc., and you can come here. So you select a Superior or Ascendant item, equipment item, to upgrade it to a certain Ascendant rank. So we're going to select an item. Now, first things first on this is just to tell you is that you cannot ascend or attempt to ascend or improve an Ascendant item if it is currently equipped on your ship. Okay, you have to bear that in mind. It cannot be equipped on your ship. So all these things are available to upgrade, but the items that I have actually equipped on my ship, I cannot ascend. So I have to take that off. So if, for example, I was to improve a Superior Starforged Gauss Cannon that I had, and it was attached to my ship, like this one, the Rapid. If that was equipped, I wouldn't be able to do it. I have to take that off and then put that in. So I've selected it now. Now you might be thinking, hang on, why is it going all the way up to a rank 8 Ascendant? Literally up here. And that is because it is already a very high level weapon. Because it is a Superior Starforged Rapid Gauss Cannon, which again is a very high level weapon. Now, when you upgrade it, it would become such a high level weapon already that it is only taking one little step up, and that is to a rank 8 item of the Gauss Cannon variety as an Ascendant item. Okay, people are just catching up. The stream had backed up. That's fine. So you can see there is an improvement, but it again is not a huge improvement. We wanted it to be a player progression, but not a massive jump for those players who have been grinding away and got the great gear that they wanted. Because we didn't think it was fair that, hey, literally, we've wiped it out, you're going to have to start again. We didn't think that was fair. Now, what happens if we select something like a blaster. We'll choose the blaster. Okay, that again is a superior item. It's not Starforged, but it is a superior item. Now you are going to need Eshahar fragments to increase the level. So this is going to come in at a rank 3 already. But if I want to improve it further, I can put more Eshahar fragments in. Eshahar fragments you're going to get from all the new enemy units, by the way, in the DLC. And you'll also find them in some of the new puzzles and also some HRAs and rifts in Okkar space. Smaragd Wolf Superior Starforged will be almost like a level 7, essentially. Again, we didn't think it was fair that players would literally have grinded for all the superior stuff and then all of a sudden gone, oh, hang on, I've got to start again. Some people would have enjoyed that, but we didn't think it was fair that we would kind of just obliterated the top end gear already. So there is ways that you can do this at lower level. So as this item here, which is the blaster, which is just a superior item, level 30, it already starts at rank 3. But you can see there's a little bit of creep there in terms of kinetic damage and energy damage. If we then were ranking it up to a rank 8, yeah, it becomes a decent bit more powerful. Yep, HCK just mentioned exactly what I'm going to be talking about next. If on a rank 1 to 7 basis, yep, you will notice here that there is 3 bonuses. But if we take it to a rank 8, you gain another one. So becoming a rank 8 Ascendant item, you will get another bonus. But only at rank 8. So there is that if you want to kind of min-max and get another bonus. Interesting. Yeah. Now you might be asking, oh, when can I start doing the whole Ancient Altar shenanigans, should we say? Roughly, depending upon prerequisites of a mission, it's going to be around level 18 to 20 on average. Now that varies from player to player. Some players will do it earlier, some players will do it a bit later, but usually around level 18 to 20 is when we expect people to, with the DLC, obviously you need the DLC to do this, to then dive in. But then you obviously also need the Eshahar fragments, so there's many things that you are going to require to do the whole Ascendant thing. Yes, there is still going to be a grind if you want to min-max, and I think this is something that anybody who plays kind of any action RPGs or any kind of game along those lines, there is always a little bit of a grind to these, and reasons behind it is you know that this is going to happen. I play a lot of Path of Exile 2. It's got a lot of grind to it because you want to try and get the better weapons, but you know this kind of thing. So if you want to min-max, then there's a certain level that you can go to. Can I level upgrade an Ascendant item? That's a very good question. I don't think you can, but let's see. Let's see. Hang on, I don't think I've got a lower level item because they're all level 30. I'd have to defer to HCK on that one. That was one thing I never asked Jan. I think the only way to upgrade them is if you use the altars. But you should be able to. Yeah, HCK, I don't know if you can answer that one. Can you level upgrade via modifying something like if you have a sensor that's, say, level 20, but an Ascendant Star 1, can you modify it so that you can increase the level? As in there. I'm presuming you can. Interesting, interesting. So another thing with regards the Ascendant items. I do Wolfie, but it is not an Ascendant item. And I'm not going to go through the process of how you actually ascend the item, because it is not a case of just dropping it into the altar and boom, there you go. There is something that you need to do, but I'm not going to show you that because it's very spoilery, and I want you all to find that out for yourselves. There we go. HDK's answer. Thank you very much, HDK. It was one thing I forgot to ask Jan, but yes, you will be able to level improve an Ascendant item, just like this blaster, for example. If it was an Ascendant item, I would be able to take it all the way up to level 30. There we go. Handy question. So yeah, I'm not going to actually show you what happens when you attempt to ascend an item. I want you to find that out for yourself, but be prepared. That is all I'm going to say. Yeah, if you still manage to be below level 30, that is, yeah. Obviously, how you level can vary quite dramatically. Now, not only, and I still haven't finished, I'm way over time. Hey, Lee, you're all right, are you? You know, we're way over time. Who'd have thought? Another thing that is heading your way. We thought, wouldn't it be good if some of the new items that are coming, we also had some specific new catalysts too. They'd be good, wouldn't they? Welcome to Ascendant catalysts over there. And I'm going to show you those now because they are quite unique. I'm probably going to get in the way again, so I'm going to remove my face. I know you're all going to be joyous at that. So, the Okkar catalyst from the Ascendant. They have a positive, but they also have a negative. And it will be down to you to decide what is good and what is bad. So piercing shot, for example, gains 50% shield and armor piercing, but you can no longer deal critical hits. Safety delimiter deals 30% increased damage while weapon energy is below 50%. But it has a 50% chance to become damaged when weapon energy depletes. How about another one? Alpha Strike. Deals 50% increased damage the first time this weapon damages a target. Deals 50% reduced damage on successive hits. Dual Detonator. Explodes twice at the impact location with a half-a-second delay. But it has a 20% chance to be a dud and not explode at all. I love how people are picking up on things. It's so cool. Right, there's a variety of these. I'm just going to click through them. You'll be able to find out more as you collect them and become available. I have them all, but I'm just going to click through so that you can all see them. You know, you can watch the VOD back, maybe stop the VOD and have a little look-see and see which ones you might like. Some are going to be very specific to certain items, builds, etc. And you'll have to decide whether they are going to be good or bad for your build and whether you can deal with the positive or the negative. But as somebody did spot at the bottom of the description, adds one positive and one negative attribute to an equipment item of Ascendant rarity. Also makes the item part of the Ascendancy set. Interesting. An Ascendancy set? Let's have a look at that, shall we? Let's scroll down here. So we're going to talk about Ascendancy sets here and the variety of things that can happen. And the wonderful things as well that we can see from this. This is an autonomous optimized Genesis barrier that has been ascended. But if you notice something, It might be an Ascendant item, but it's still keeping its autonomous set bonus. What we're going to do, we're going to install a catalyst. Priority circuit has one positive and one negative. Yeah. Let's put that on. Craft and install. You will now see 2 set item bonuses. I'll bring my face back in because I'm not in the way. You've got the autonomous set, which is the normal set bonus, but you now have an ascendancy set bonus as well. So for 2 items, your hull is repaired for 50% of the shield damage you take. 3, you gain 2 permanent Okkar combat drones with a 20-second respawn delay. And then for 4 items, every 20 seconds, 3 charge orbs at a random enemy within 1,000 meters, dealing 20% of your armor and shield capacity as kinetic and energy damage, respectively. So, if you fancy double set item bonuses, a set item that is ascended, and then add an ascendancy set on top, that's going to bring you some damage and some fun. For anybody that actually, by the way, I'll just quality of life. If you see that and you're like, hang on, I can't read all the text. The little symbol just to the side of the recharge delay 2.9 seconds means basically hold down space and then you use your scroll wheel and then you can scroll lower. Okay. Some people might not be aware of that and they've never ever seen it at the bottom of that. It's just a case of a lot of text to fit on the screen. So remember, Ascendancy set bonuses plus the normal set bonus is going to be your go-to if you want to get stronger and stronger. Very, very nice change, I think. Well done to the team. Lots of additions there. So essentially, if you want to think of it, you're going to be getting a little like double bonus. Grip's like, oh boy, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. Love it, love it. So with regards to HRAs, because I asked Jan this because I knew that it would come up as a question. Where are you going to get the catalyst blueprints from? Because you need to drop them, and they are going to be coming from HRAs within Okkar space. So you're going to be doing some HRAs in that territory. And also Ascendant items specifically, you do have a chance to drop them from around level 25 onwards. Wolfie Harville, a classic example here. So wait, 0-second recharge, instant full charge, but disabled for 6 seconds, 5% of the time. Whoa, you're going to have a lot to think about. And the team like HCK, Andy, and all the rest on the team, Torben, they've been thinking so many ways, Marco, I could name everybody, have been thinking so many ways how they can make things fun. I think is the only way we could describe it. Absolute fun and absolute mayhem. If you want to build something that's going to be very, very strong, it's going to be this way. Absolutely this way. So, yeah. So was that 6 or 3 hours? Oh, everybody's going to be doing it. Everybody's thinking of ways and means and everything that can be done. So, yeah, that is a new Ascendant items. Again, I don't want to show you how you ascend an item because that's going to be very spoilery and I want you to enjoy that for yourself. It's going to be challenging. Definitely challenging. So, you might be wondering, why are we bringing all this in? Why have Ascendant items? Why have this new stuff? Why have why are we making the player stronger? Why have we got a bit of player progression? We're not increasing our player level or anything like that with the DLC. Well, just bear with me while I do a little jiggery pokery again. Nothing to see here. Don't worry about it. That's not what I wanted to press. There we go. Boop. Right, let's come back. Because we can, because it's fun. Well, we can, yeah, we can. Bearded frogs, they're not prefix catalyst, no. Yeah, indeed. Thanks, HCK, for answering that one. Bearded Frog did ask, are the Ascendant catalysts all prefix catalysts? Normal catalysts are prefix or bonus catalysts, and thus items can technically have 2 cats on them if they natively have a prefix. No, they are not prefix catalysts. So they're not going to overwrite any of your prefixes that you already have on. So, we were here earlier. You remember this bit, don't you? You remember us flying around here just as we came here. So, why indeed are we a little bit stronger?
I detect some Redeemer signatures heading our way.
Yes, thanks,
I'm
Hive.
really getting tired of these guys.
Yeah, we're getting tired of those guys too. Hey, just leave me alone. While we're busy. So, play progression is still important. We want you to get the new gear. We want you to go out there and do some damage. But any particular reason why? Well, there is a reason why. Let's start an Ancient Rift. Okay. Normal Rift, Lunacy, starting in Zarkov. We can throw a Reliquary in there, etc. If you have already completed 2K Rifts, then you are a very special player. I'm not. You are a very special skilled player, and there are certain builds out there that can make things very, very easy for you if you can grind and you can make them. However, welcome to the new pain level. After completing a 2K Lunacy Rift, you will have the option now to unlock Nightmare Mode for Rifts. And you will be going all the way up to 4,000. Yes. 4,000. I can barely manage 500. So if you want a challenge, you are going to have one. I know some of you have done amazingly well with your builds for 2K Rifts, and you have made them look very, very easy, and we absolutely applaud you on working things out, and this is what we envisaged players would do. We thought that they would work, look at the synergies, decide what was good, what builds, how they could finesse that build, how they could make it really, really work. And you made them look easy. There are some of our players that have made things look amazingly easy when it comes to 2K. So 2K's rookie numbers now. You got to pump them numbers up. So let's try 4K. Let's see how good your builds are going to have to be to get through there. Excelsior is asking a question. As this expansion is supposed to be the last DLC larger content update for Everspace 2, how is the mod support front looking? Any news? Mod support has always been one of those things that has been nice to have. As far as I'm aware, there's nothing changed in terms of that being implemented within the game. It is a lot of work, and I believe the team are not looking down that avenue, as far as I am aware. If there is anything that changes on that, then I would let you know. We've got a lot to think about in terms of next steps after the Wrath of the Ancients, and we're not in that kind of ballpark to reveal anything. However, if anything should come of that, we know the desire, we're very aware of the desire, but it's whether it's something that is valuable to the team to do. So at the moment, as far as I'm aware, nothing planned in terms of proper mod support, but if that should change, I will let you know. Yeah, HC kind of answered mods, no news. Smaragd Wolf, I'll stick below 1,000 on any 700 max for Radiant items. Exactly, there's ways around it, but if you want to really challenge yourself, then this is where you're going to be, at the Nightmare Rift level. The rewards obviously are going to be increased. You can see there that they're massively increased, but obviously the enemy hit points are massively increased, and the enemy damage is as too. So, and what you're going to be actually facing off against is even more enemies, and more elites as well are going to be dropping in to give you a hard time. It is not in any way, shape or form going to be easy. It's not there to be easy, and we think that you are going to have to work hard. And I want to see these videos. I want to see you beating these 4K rifts with your builds. How have you crafted them? How have you created them? How have you made them so wonderfully strong that you can beat a Nightmare 4K rift? I wonder who's going to be the first one to do it. I wonder who's going to be the first. After launch. Not now, after launch. Right, we are way over time, but I've got a couple of things that I just want to clear up before we finish. Just a reminder, next week we're going to be here again for the pre-launch stream on the 9th. So same time next week on the Friday. So I hope you can join us for that, which will, you know, we'll be showing a few more things. We've shown a lot of new things, obviously, that are coming to the game now. This week, the new weapons modules, legendaries, level restriction removal, the new enemy types, the new Okkar catalyst, the Ascendant stuff, Nightmare rifts. Woo! You, Lou Silver, all in favour of sending in Gary for our Nightmare test pilot. If you wanted to see something that a rift fight that lasted probably about 3 seconds, I'm your man. Everybody has no confidence in me. I don't have any confidence in myself to do it, but there you go. But yeah, just before we finish, I want to show you a wonderful bit of fan art from one of our regulars, obviously Bearded Frog. He's done some wonderful fan art from us for the team. And if you've seen it on the Discord, I think you posted it on the Discord, it was in there. But if you are of a certain age, I'm going to say if you were around in the 80s, 90s, probably early 2000s as well, you might be aware of Blockbusters. The place that you went to when you had a little bit of time that you wanted to rent a video game, VHS, whatever it was. You used to go to Blockbusters. You could even get your N64 carts, couldn't you? You rent them and take them home for the weekend and have a play of some of the newest games. Well, he's put together this wonderful bit of artwork, this side, of Wrath of the Ancients, coming soon to a Blockbuster near you. It is on the Discord. I do get you to go check it out. It's a wonderful bit of fun stuff. And Frog, thank you very much as always for putting something together like this. It's always great to look at everything that goes through your strange mind. Strange mind. I love it. Absolutely love it. N64 release finally confirmed. Absolutely. Yeah, spent a lot of time on it. Yeah, well done, Frog. Exactly. Do you know, I'm kind of going to let you in on a little secret. I did share this with the team. And they actually put together a little screenshot of kind of a very pixelated N64 version. I think it was Marco or Maldi, I can't remember. It was very, very good. It was very, very cool. ES2D make when. Love it. Right. Again, way over time. I've got a few things just to wrap up. If you're a PlayStation player and you are fancying dabbling in our original game, which is obviously Everspace 1, the Stellar Edition is on sale. That ends 7th of May, so if you want to dive in there, a huge sale on that. Get diving in. It's a great game. It's how I cut my teeth in there. 10 days' time, obviously, we're going to be out and about with the launch of Wrath of the Ancients, so do hit us up with a wish list. I'm going to put this into the chat as well. Just as a reminder, that is the link to our store page over on Steam. Wishlisters, leave a review if you've not already. We'd be very thankful of it. It does help us massively, and we're very, very grateful for everybody that does. And obviously, wishlist, tell your friends, you know, spread the word, get it out there. Now, the other thing is as well, if you are from Europe, you may have been waiting a little while to get your hands on some merch from us in terms of t-shirts. I'm wearing the Bob t-shirt. Yay! Bob t-shirt. Oh, it's the wrong way around. I had my camera reversed, sorry. But that's a Bob t-shirt. You can now get hold of that from the IGN store in Europe. Yes, they are now shipping in Europe. I did check myself. Fairly reasonable postage and packaging prices, which is always good to see. So it now dispatches from the EU. So if you want to grab some merch, head there. Bob Sell Backward is done. Wizard Jerry, is it available in the UK? Yes, you can order, and it will be dispatched from the EU, so you can get it to your door. Lastly, just before I go, a big shout out to our tester group. You are the unsung heroes. We do appreciate everything that you do for us. We're very, very thankful for bringing the attention of all the bugs and ideas and suggestions. You really are in the background grinding those gears for us and helping us make a great game. So thank you so much for helping us out. We're very, very appreciative of that. So next week, 9th of May, we'll be back for another stream. I'm not going to tell you what we're going to be showing, but we might show one of the missions. We might show one of the quests, the new DLC. You might want to see that. We'll see. We'll have a look. Me and Lee will have a discussion. And then, yeah, 12th of May, launch day, and then we'll have another stream on the 16th. So the next 2 Fridays, you will see my face again, which I'm sure you're all thrilled about. But if you have any questions, if you want any follow-ups, hit me up on the Discord. I'm not in on Monday, so if you don't hear from me on Monday, it's not that I've left or anything like that. It's a bank holiday here in the UK, so I will not be here, or although I will be keeping an eye on any of the little naughty boys and girls if they should appear. So, yes. Gary's got a great face. I like you, Dan Locke. You can come back again to the stream. So, yeah, without further ado, I'm going to love you and leave you because we're way over time. We've talked about so many things. You've probably got a lot of questions, and I don't want to take up all of your evening because I need to go now. Right, folks, thanks for joining us. It's been a pleasure. I'm Gary, your community manager. Loving it. Soon, Wrath of the Ancients coming your way very, very soon. Let's play you out with a trailer as we always do. Let's find the right one. See you next week. Bye for now.
All hell broke
We
loose.
threw everything at them, but they just...
What's your situation? Said it was an hostile contact.
Is there anyone who can...
Citizens of the Beltigrades, human settlements face attack by unknown forces.
This is the tip of the iceberg.
Someone needs to get to the bottom of it.
You may travel with us and access our secret places. This universe is merely their dream. One day, all this will disappear when they're waking.
A human? Helping us?
No more. I won't let anyone start another war.
Your tongues may mislead us. Or perhaps you mislead yourselves. Lift up to the light the grains of sand that formed you.
May the peace of the ancients be upon us all. At last.
Get to an escape pod! The portal is closing.
Brethren, flee while you may.
My God.
A terrible miracle.